just so hot. Hi there. Hey pals. How's it hanging? I'm Sofonda Cox, and today I would like to give you a special warm welcome to my first video on my channel. Thanks for watching. Today we are going to be doing a little get ready with me video turning into this beautiful, gorgeous creature right here. So if you want to see how that happens, keep watching. Stunning, pretty, gorgeous, iconic. Okay, here she comes. It's Sofonda Cox. She's Sofonda Cox. It is a lot earlier than I would normally wake up in quarantine. So don't say I never did nothing, alright? Actually, before we get started, I have to say one thing.
A disclaimer, girl.
I wouldn't call this a makeup tutorial. I don't really know what anyone can learn from this, but we're just getting ready together. We're just hanging out. And we're not learning anything. In fact, I discourage learning. Stop learning right now. You, stop learning. I'm warning you. So, right off the bat, you know what's going on. It's time to glue down these brows. And to be perfectly honest, it's been a long time since I've become Sofonda. So we'll see how this goes. I thought I'd maybe start off with something a little more simple, a little more understated, and something I've maybe done before, just to get into it. The name Sofonda Cox I actually came up with as an alternate. My real drag name was going to be Galaxy Gale. Galaxy with 2 X's and an I at the end. And I thought it was so sickening. And we actually came up with that name. It was me and some of my friends. We went to Starbucks and we were like, oh my God, what can we get them to write on the cups as our names? This will be so funny. And I told him to write Galaxy with 2 X's and an I at the end. And it was so funny. It was the funniest thing in the world. But then I thought, you know what? That sounds like a pretty girl name. And what if I'm not pretty enough? What if I'm not good enough? I need a funny girl name so that I can just be funny. Because I'm not pretty enough to be a pretty girl. And so then I became Sofonda Cox. And you know what? It fits a lot better. And I saw Trixie Mattel do this thing where she licks the glue. I don't really know if it works, but it makes me feel more like a drag queen. I'm like, this is an uncomfortable sensation, so I must be doing something right. I have like 4 things on this table and I still can't find any of the brushes that I'm looking for. Here we are. Can you see it? Can you see it? I'm gonna take this little eyebrow brush and smooth out the glue that's on here. Cause she bumpy. Okay, I've never glued down my sideburns before. But I feel like maybe we need to try that today. Like, look at all this. I guess. Let's try it. Ugh. Okay. If that looks horrible, we'll cover it up with our wig. Amazing. Now let's try to powder these sideburns and see what happens. I'm kind of nervous. So I have this little tub of powder here. That is probably half translucent powder that I bought. Oops. So I have this little tub of powder here, and the other half is probably baking powder from when I was in Cats that I stole from the dressing room. I spilled this all over. Okay, maybe that helped a little. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, let's powder these brows. Let's powder these brows. Why am I taking so long? Gorgeous. So now that our brows are down, let's just go through with some foundation. I've never used this before. It just came in the mail. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, we love that. I'm just gonna put it all over. We can't do that anymore. Okay, had to put that hair away. Where were we? Let's go in with this foundation. And I don't really use a primer. I don't really know what the point of it is. I don't know what it's supposed to do for me. My foundation is my primer. And then I'll go back through with a few highlights and contour spots before we can powder everything. I'm gonna take this flat number 12 brush from MAC, and we're gonna dip into this white that has a whole bunch of blues still smeared in it from months ago. I have this Ben Nye contour that came with like, oh, and there's hair in here, great. This contour came with a kit that I had to get for stage makeup, and it works fine. And I have no idea what it is, and I don't know what I'm gonna do once it's gone, but and now we have a chance to cover up these sideburns that I didn't glue down. Okay, this is not stunning, but we're gonna clean it up later with some powders, okay? And we're done. Thanks for watching. It was so much fun. No, this is just a little roadmap. Now that we've got it on, I'm gonna blend the out of it. Okay, now that we are blent, it doesn't need to be perfect because I really do like to kind of chisel out my face more in powders anyway. But we got a base on. So now let's powder this whole thing. Wonderful. Okay, now it is time to do some boobies. Let's start by, do you see what I just did? I like took off a whole chunk of that. Why do I do this? Do you see me holding it like it's a fucking crayon? Also, look at how gorgeous my nails are. Yes, these are natural, because I am that bad of a bitch. I'll be real, I just smeared that on because I didn't know what else to do with it. Take this contour color again. I am so bad at this, y'all. I'm so scared. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's doing nothing, it's doing nothing. Okay, sure. That looks like a shape. Now we'll take our other finger and concentrate it. So it'll have to do. You know what? I'm actually gonna try to blend this out a little bit. Now let's do a bit of highlight. Look at that! Maybe I'm fixing it. Let's see what happens when we do this. There we go. That's what I didn't want to happen. Yeah, what was I thinking? Let's use this. Okay, now that we look like that, let's go back to this and try not to look so crazy. We'll fix this when we do powders too. It's kind of gorgeous though. Okay. Moving on, let's powder I said that this powder was baking powder earlier, but I don't know if that's true. That sounds a little too normal. I think maybe it was cornstarch. See, I really have no clue what I'm putting on my body. I really don't know. Okay, I'm done. I've had it. Let's do some powder on the face because I'm tired of looking like this. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. So I have this cute little Wet n Wild contouring palette. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? From CVS. Works just fine. Except that I literally shattered it doing that right now. Disastrous. So the way I do it, I have two brushes, kind of skinnier one for darker colors, kind of a fatter, fluffier one for lighter colors. And I kind of try to work my way up. And I kind of try to work my way down. Just because if anything falls, I fix it up on my way down, you know? Gonna start with some contour. And since we're going with something a little softer, a little more gorgeous, natural, I'm just gonna try to keep everything nice and blended and like chill. We're not getting too crazy today. I can't handle it. Okay, how's that? She got some shape. Do you hear that train? Okay, onto our nose. So now we're gonna use this. It is for eyeshadow. It's this kind of like angled fluffy brush, but we're gonna just take this contour powder. Take this contour powder. And see, I like get the appeal of using creams to contour and everything, and I definitely would do that sometimes, but for something that's so rounded on the edges, see, the powders work just fine. Powders are just fine. Ow. And since I kind of have a huge nose that I don't know what to do with, I like to make it look like there's a little dip. I like to do that. See? It looks like I just have a cute little button at the end of my nose. Here, this will help. We'll go through with some lighter color. And this I'm a little more precise with. I'm not feeling stunning right now. Okay, so do you see how there's like little hairs from all these cheapy brushes that I have? Yeah.
Bitch, where?
That's why we do this part last, because I'm covered in debris.
Ow.
Normally I would do contour first and then highlight because I feel like the highlight kind of smooths it out, but I just broke this thing. And I don't like how it's working now. So we're gonna take the highlight color first. I feel like this just helps it kind of match my skin tone more. It's like a neutralizer. And now with this smaller brush that we already started with, this will help us get a nice crisp edge to our tetas. There. I just keep breaking it more and more. It's literally crumbling into dust at this very moment. What are you gonna do? Okay, and see how we kind of fixed up messes from before? If you spend too much time perfecting the little things that you're just gonna cover up later anyway, you'll be here all day. Now let's move on to some blush. I feel like this will help kind of pull it all together, you know? I have this really dark blush. It's like a deep red. I kind of wish I had a more pinky color, but because this is so dark, I feel like I can kind of blend it into my contours. So I'll kind of just use it on the top edge of my contour here. Gorgeous! Now we're gonna take maybe just a little more of this white powder, this setting powder, But because it's white, it'll still help to highlight. Let's do it here, and here, and kind of just, we want that to shine like the light is hitting off of you. Okay, moving on. I feel like I have a lot left to do. Okay, what do I do next? I think maybe it's time to start on the eyes. Let's do that. Okay, so kind of like the powders on the face, I have a light brush that is stained purple, and I have a dark brush. I feel like the light brush is fluffier again and can kind of blend out stuff. And the dark brush is a little more precise. I have this eyeshadow palette. I'll be really careful not to break it. I found this eyeshadow palette in the bathroom at a high school where I was doing a musical. And you know I took this home. And I still use it like 5 years later. I'm just gonna go in with this kind of neutral color all over my eye. Okay, let's take this dark color and start kind of figuring out our crease. So I have this kind of shimmery brown. If I start close to where my nose contour reaches my eye socket and kind of pull it out from there. Gorgeous. Since we're just doing natural colors, I'm kind of just sticking to browns and beiges, but we're changing the shape of our eye. Okay, that's a good start. There was another time I found mascara on the floor of the bathroom of my high school. What is wrong with me, y'all? Yes, I did use it. Yes, I got pink eye. But when you're a little closeted gay boy and don't have access to makeup, you'll risk a little pink eye. Oh, you will. Okay, how do we feel? I feel like I drew those a little high. I feel like Scaredy Cat today. Let's just deepen this outer corner. Let's take this little bitty one that is kind of like cemented into this flat position because it's so full of grease and gunk and old makeup. But it works because it's flat. Let's take some more of this white cream to cut our crease. I need this closer. Stop! No! Oh, God. Disaster. I have to focus a little better, I think. The problem with quarantine, I have lost all of my focus. I cannot concentrate for the life of me. Why don't we take some of this lighter shimmery stuff? We're gonna pack it on to where we just drew this. I feel like I'll keep the lid a pretty light color so that we can see the lashes. And it just kind of opens up the eye. You see that muscle? I can't tell what I'm looking at. It's probably fine. Okay. That'll have to do. Now let's take this little angled brush. MAC 263. We're gonna take some of this brown, this darker brown, and just kind of etch around where I just did that cut crease. Just kind of darken that line there and kind of blend it upwards into the rest. I feel like my left eye is definitely suffering. Okay, that's kind of stunning though. Oh my God, I forgot to do blush on my nose. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Let's go back with this angled fluffy one. Definitely on the bottom. Definitely coming around the sides here. Oh, much better.
Much better.
I think we should do some brows because it's time to cover up this top edge of glue that you can see. I'm I'm just gonna take this same angled one and the brown that we put in the eye and start down here in the shadow. And I'm telling you, you don't have to do all this in creams. I'm just doing it straight on with powder because that's easier for me. And since we're subtle and natural, we're not doing a crazy arch. Let's just draw it like out from here instead of back down. Sure. This is so weird, y'all. I could swear to you, I always do my brows before I start my eyes. I have no idea why I did it this way today. And we'll do the top part. I used to think that drag queens could only really accentuate one aspect of their face. You know, like Trixie has her eyes and Detox has her lips. Naomi has her brows. Heidi has her gap. Jinx has her nose. But really, that's not the case. You can do whatever you want and make them all as big and bold as you want. It's more fun that way. There. That's kind of the general shape of the eyebrow. Okay, I'm back, and I have put on a shirt because I am a modest woman. Now, I have two brows on. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, so Fonda, don't you want to go back through with a cream and clean up the edges and make everything perfect and beautiful? And the answer is no. I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun, and I'm tired of using creams, and we don't need it. Also, this next step is going to kind of hide some things. So let's go back through with, I don't remember if I already used this brush or not, so it might have other product on it. But look, it's kind of like that other one, flat and greasy and stuck. And we're going to put that into this brown that we use to line our brows, just the tip, and use that as kind of a stamp to make little hairs. Gorge. All that really matters is the orientation of the hairs you want to be going kind of up and away. Yeah? Okay. Okay, the hairs don't look perfect, but we are not striving for perfection here. So it's kind of ombre effect, like fill it in from the back. I don't want to really cover up these hairs that I just drew, but I want to kind of just blend them out into the outside part. Okay, how's that? Huge. It'll have to do. What do we do next? What are we missing? So let's take this one that we put in the white before. This goes under our eyeball. And you're not doing it right unless you get some white cream on your contacts. And then you can't see anything for the rest of the day. Look at that. All right. That'll do. Just take some cornstarch. Yeah, it doesn't feel great. It really doesn't feel great. And my eyes are instantly red. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, yes. That is what I was missing. It's so hilarious that my sideburn is literally like poking out the bottom of the glue. Time for the scary part, which is eyeliner. I've never used this before, it just came in the mail. NYX Professional Ink Liner. Oh God. Let's do the bottom part because that scares me more. Kind of swoop around the outside there. Now to come up, normally I feel like I would just follow the line that I drew from the bottom, but let's, instead of going like around outside like that, let's just go from the top here. Okay. How's that? Okay, we went a little bit off the roadmap there with the left side. I feel kind of like Manila. I think it was her best drag look on All Stars. I feel like her makeup there was so beautiful, so that's what I try to look like sometimes. I think what we need to do now is kind of blend out some of that eyeliner. I'll take this angled one again with some black out of this palette from the bathroom, so it's not so harsh. Okay, now that is stunning. I should have just shaved this part off like I normally do. But I like to look like a man. Okay, I'm doing too much with the eyes. I'm like stressed about it. So we should move on to the lips. So for the lips, maybe let's just do like a really gorgeous, beautiful red lip. So let's take this Vice liquid lipstick, Urban Decay. Okay. I don't know where I got this. And we're gonna pretend like we have huge lips. And in general, there are a lot more things that I don't like about my body than the things that I do like about my body. But one thing that I'm obsessed with is this little Cupid's bow up there. So we do that in drag too. Yes, we do. Don't worry, that's just for like the general outline. This is a matte liquid lipstick. And so I did that first because it's just gonna dry flat and then we can do other stuff on top of it. So while that's happening, I forgot I don't do bottom lashes because they scare me. So sometimes I like to draw little bottom lashes with the liner. Maybe just 2 little ones? Yes, I am right-handed. Yes, I am more proud of the lashes on my right side. Let's go back to our lips. I think we should line the lips, huh? So I'm actually gonna use eyeshadow and the same kind of angled brush to line my lips. I know. I really just kind of extend that bottom line up a little bit. Like that. And then that's where I connect my new corner of my mouth. Not full on crystal method, but just a little smile so that I don't actually have to be smiling when I talk to people. I was trying to think about who was my first crush, you know? Who was my sexual awakening as a little gay boy? Danny Phantom, for sure. That's without doubt. But I have this really vivid memory. I think it was the Hunger Games. And there's a scene where they're like eating bread on a hill. It's Katniss and Hemsworth? Who's the Hemsworth? That one Hemsworth boy. Nick? Or like Zach or something? It's him. And I just remember looking at that scene and being like, I wish I could eat bread on a hill with the Hemsworth boy. Okay, now the shape is coming along. Now, why don't we go in with... I'm scared to try this one. I'm scared to try this lipstick. I think it's a little more purpley. Yeah, it's a little dark. It's a little dark, but I feel like it just gave me more, you know? So to brighten it up, let's take some white out of this other palette that I did not find on a bathroom floor. I promise, I don't find all of my makeup on a bathroom floor. But for real though, have y'all been looking at my nails? This is the longest they've ever been. I'm growing them out so goodly. Okay, I think we're pretty close, huh? I think we're pretty close. Now let's do some mascara, and then we can put some lashes on. My least favorite part. Can't is the real C word. And I would normally never say that, but I just cannot do those fake lashes. They're too hard, I don't know why. So, I'll do those lashes off camera, and then maybe we'll see what happens. All right, I have applied the lashes off camera. Thank God I did, because it took probably 30 minutes. But now I think that's it for the face. Oh, as I was saying that, I knew that wasn't the case. We have to set and then put some highlight on. Okay, I'd say we're pretty much done now. So, I'm gonna get in the rest of my things and here we have the finished product. I am truly so fond of cocks now. Look at this, gorgeous, beautiful. I am serving you prom realness. I look like I just hit puberty and I'm ready to go dance with all the boys at the party tonight.
Party.
I was gonna paint my nails for you, but why would I? They're fine the way they are. Well, thank you all so much for watching. This was super fun. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, or else. Stunning, pretty, gorgeous, iconic. Okay, here she comes. It's so fond of cars. She's so fond of cars.